Laura, this American side has a lot of offense right now, being led by Isaac Howard. He comes in with 5 goals, 6 points in the tournament. But Craig Button, you're focused on a high-powered defenseman for this American side.
Yeah, well, Ryan Chesley is that defenseman. What I call him is that steady, reliable, competitive defender. And he jumps into the attack. He competes hard. He's played in every situation. And watching him over time, he's had to make this adjustment in his game. Coming into the program, he was a high-end offensive guy. Now they try to find the balance. Here's the strengths of your game. And I think right in front of my eyes, certainly, you're seeing this development and comfort level of saying, this is what I'm going to be, a really good, strong, two-way defenseman in the National Hockey League. I'm really believing that there's no doubt he's a first-rounder.
Yeah, Chesley Howard, returning players from last year. The United States missed the podium at this tournament for the first time in 16 years. They have come out hungry so far. Laura. Welcome back to Landshut. It is the final game of Group A in preliminary play tonight as we wrap things up in Germany. And there's a buzz in the building because the Germans are taking on Team USA as the Americans are 5-0 all-time versus Germany in the preliminary round. Expecting a packed house tonight, around 3,000 in Fanatec Arena, as Team Germany has never medaled at this event, but they will give the United States all they can handle as they will try to battle the captain, Rutger McGroarty, who has 2 goals coming in. Starting goalies, Trey Augustine for the USA and Simon Wolf for Team Germany. As Dave Reed pointed out, no Moritz Elias suspended for that high hit in the game versus Canada just 9 seconds in. Germany, USA, puck drops underway here as we are just after 7:30 p.m. local time as Strammel races after the puck for the Americans. Played up the right side as Roman Ketchner frees it to center ice and just a step offside with some blistering speed from Nicholas Hubner.
Well, Hubner's attacking that line, coming right out of the zone. A terrific skater, and Julian Lutz goes offside. Julian Lutz is a terrific power type forward. Dealt with a lot of injuries and only came back to play towards right near the beginning of February. Tell you what, every NHL team's looking for a player that's got skill and power like Julian Lutz.
Hubner throws it in for Team Germany. And Lutz, the steal below the goal line, gives it back right in front, and just batting on the shot was Roman Ketchner, who has 2 goals for Germany already in the tournament. Here's Lucius, accepts the pass in stride. He'll bring it in. Lucius delays the shot, still with it. Hesitates, throws it in front, score! What a goal! Right to the captain, Rutger McGroarty. USA strikes first in the opening minute. It is 1-0.
Rutger McGroarty, you know, as you watch him come up the ice, he's just patient. Cruz Lucius is patient with the puck, sizing up everything. And then McGroarty just kind of steps back into that spot, says, hey, I'll give you an opening here. Just slides in, slides across, the puck's on his stick, and it's in the net before you can say goal, McGroarty. Just a superb play by both Lucius, patience, sizing it up, and then delivering a perfect pass, and McGroarty with the finish.
So a roaring start for Team USA. They come in, the #1 offense of the tournament, looking for more as Cooley drops it back, tries again as he got it back. The trailer was out of his reach, and he nearly got it back on his stick anyways. Here's Cooley.
That's off. They're going to blow the wall. He's goalie's trying to get it back on, but
he'll
the net
pick it
was
up,
off.
still with it. Waits, drops, Casey, and just delayed enough that his stick was tied up. That was Gahonen got back and took his shot away. Cooley dangling near boards. Feathers it through. Katargoche in front, and that didn't miss by much. Americans with some pace, and Jimmy Snuggerud really had a good look there, nearly buried one. Katargoche keeps the cycle going, gets it back. Goche, wrister, block, gloves it down on his stick, shoots again, and kicked aside by Simon Wolf.
That little play between Gauthier and Snuggerud was very similar to the one with Lucius and McGroarty that led to the first goal.
Turnover on the stick of Edwin Trotman, who sends it up the right side. Asoloyu got a shot away, and that's handled by Trey Augustine, getting the start for Team USA. He beat Canada, stopping 27 of 30 shots in Team USA's opener, that 8-3 victory. And if you're just joining our coverage, Canada losing to Czechia earlier today in overtime as Brindley brings it in. Brindley, back pass to Leddy. He'll slap it in. Brindley picks it up. Tries to get it through. Hit a German leg. as Seamus Powell holds the zone, shoots it right back in. In comes Charlie Leddy. Poked into the corner as Braun lays the body in the corner. Leddy pokes it right back in. Played back to Michael Reich as Germany able to flip it to center ice. Good steal by Gavin Brindley. Puts it back in for Nazar. Drops it back. Brindley wanted that pass in front, hit a stick. As Cleveland, he falls right at the blue line, but he got his stick out and knocked the puck down. As Brady Cleveland getting some action tonight. There's Nazar. He'll hesitate, then flip it in. Will Smith added to the lineup as well. He'll play in his first game tonight. He's on the roster, young forward for Team USA. Chesley, little pop pass quickly for Spicer. Lost the puck. Kaplan picks it up below the goal line with Leonard parked in front. Kaplan tried to work it through and recovers and works it in deep. Leonard tied up, frees himself and the puck and feeds the far point. Nice little move. Lane Hudson creating space, still with it right through, and he had Leonard teed up and he just missed. As we got a penalty coming up. I believe interference is the call.
Well, Ryan Leonard off to the penalty box, an interference penalty, trying to create a little bit of space. You know, USA is really buzzing in and around the offensive zone, and then that's where they called the penalty, just on that little reverse. Looks suspicious.
McGroarty slashes it, gets it down the ice. So, Craig, the United States penalty kill, the only penalty kill still perfect in the tournament. They're 9 for 9, yet to allow a power play goal. So Germany trying to get this crowd ignited here. As Oswald sends it back, Bednar to the far circle. Return feed for Oswald. Good stick in the lane, and again, it's the captain, McGroarty, who already has a goal. He's trying to break in shorthanded. Here's Strammel. Hits Oswald. Had it taken away. Flipped into the slot. Puck still loose. Good job by the Americans early on this penalty kill as Kaplan lays the body in the corner. Ketcher lost the puck, and it'll be Ryan Bedahar, who plays with Swift Current in the WHL, has a couple assists in the tournament. Zipped across for Hubner. Hubner in stride through center ice, drops to the left side. Savolyuk couldn't control the puck, and again, good clear by the Americans. Look out, as that was Wolf nearly tangled up with his own player and Philip Trenning. Good steal in tight by Cutter Gauthier in the corner. Cutter Gauthier in front, loose, chipped. Wolf lost it and then finds it in the crease as Germany's got nothing going on this power play.
Well, we're 5 minutes and 4 seconds into the game. They've had nothing going on in the game. I mean, they're already behind 1-0. Lots of opportunities for the U.S. moving around in the offensive zone. Cutter Gauthier is a really good, powerful player. He's also an underrated playmaker. You know, he's got a great shot. He's got a great release. Doesn't need much space to get it off. But him and Snuggerud can shoot the puck and score, but they're underrated playmakers, in my opinion.
Clean win back to Cleveland, who goes back to his defensive partner in Ryan Chesley. Flipped up for Snuggerud. Again, right to Wolf. He'll steer it aside. Wolf stopped 52 of 56 in that 4-2 loss to Czechia. He actually comes in with the best save percentage in the tournament in that one game. He was absolutely tested with a ton of shots. Just 8 seconds remaining, and chance 2-on-1 for the Americans. Cooley driving in to the forehand, across. Oh, great stop on Snuggerud. Simone Wolf got across and took a glorious shorthanded chance away. Back to 5-on-5. Cooley again with Snuggerud. And just couldn't get the pass through in that lane. Stick deflected it just in time. Sent across. Wrist shot stopped and then in as they squeak it through. USA a 2-0 advantage early in this contest.
Well, Will Smith added to the lineup on this day, playing his first game of the tournament against Germany. And, gets a shift, and he says, okay, well, I guess maybe I should score, and does exactly that. Very gifted young player, 2005 born, you know, not eligible for the 2023 draft, and, you know, a little bit of a turnover. Snuggerud, not a little bit of a turnover. Snuggerud strips him of the puck, and then Will Smith with the quick look and the quick release. Here's Snuggerud, just a little. I talked about the playmaking, about Snuggerud and Gauthier. There's a good example of it. Underrated. It's just over 6 minutes into this game, and I think it's safe to say Germany's in big trouble.
Will Smith, first game, first period, first goal of this tournament, so 2-0 very quickly. McGroarty and Smith. As Smith had 60 points in 59 games this year for the USA National Team Development Program. And a tripping call coming up against Germany. So what a start for the Americans, up 2-0 and on the power play when we come back. I can only hear when you're not. Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Edwin Trotman in the box. And here's a look at the penalty. No brainer.
Yeah, no, it's, you know, they're having a struggle 5-on-5 versus the U.S., and now they're going to have to try to kill a penalty.
Frank Nazar on the draw, collected though by Team Germany. Oswald trying to make some moves, as Germany's allowed 6 goals on 12 opportunities, so their penalty kill has struggled. And the Americans come in, as mentioned, #1 offense in the tournament, as Isaac Howard now tied for the tournament goal-scoring lead. Sent across, Howard in front, picked up by Nazar. He whistled it wide. Now that's unofficially. Officially, he's trailing in the goal-scoring tournament by 1, but it hasn't been made official as of yet. As the young man out of Czechia, what a performance. The hat trick, the goal in overtime to seal it. Great performance by Czechia earlier today.
Great play on the tying goal, too, intercepting the pass and setting up Saleh.
So a minute remaining in the minor penalty. Now Yuri Kulich with just a dynamite performance for Czechia as they wrap up second place in Group A. Big hit behind the goal line. That's Bedahar. Americans control those. Zipped in front. Great stop. Wolf on Casey, who jumped into the play, and what a chance at the slot.
Well, Cutter Gauthier steps in there, and he's got that great release and just forces Wolf into an unbelievable save there, because that's off his stick so quickly.
Gauthier at the line and just a step offside.
We talked about hitting, and there's body check, and this is just a great hit by Bedahar, because he gets into the right position to deliver the check lower on the body of Cooley without running into the head. That's how you body check. Really well done by Ryan Bedahar.
So just 10 seconds remaining in the minor penalty. Casey takes a look at the Jumbotron. He'll pick it up far boards. Casey drops it back. Sent across for Gauthier. Gauthier in front. Wolf steps up and holds, and he'll stop as, again, the dangerous Goalie driving in.
Well, Adam Nightingale coaching this young group of players over the last 20 months, and you see how they play, how crisp they are, how quick they play. They transition so well. They're a handful, and I don't think I'm stepping out on any limb here to say that they entered the tournament as the favorite, and they haven't left you with any different opinion to this point.
Will Smith chasing after the puck. German's able to clear. Foot race on as Noel Safran trying to get there first. Seamus Powell moves it to the far corner as Skriski couldn't control for Germany, so that will hit a stick of Safran and into the German bench. So there's the head coach of Team Germany, Alexander Duk, who turned 42 back on Friday. Born in Kazakhstan, as a dual passport. He played in the DEL for over 15 years, 1 year a pro in Slovenia, and his first time behind the bench at the Under-18 World Hockey Championship.
Well, he's 42. These types of games can age you a little bit quicker. They're trying to come up with a game plan. No, but you're really, I mean, he understands what he's up against, but you're trying to come up with a game plan to give your team some confidence, to try to say, hey, listen, if we do this, let's try to keep in the game competitively. You're not going to put up 6 on the U.S., but you want to stay in it competitively and give the players a chance, because they're playing on Thursday in a quarterfinal.
Isaac Coward takes play below the goal line. Nazar backs him up. Nazar walks the line. Tried to flip it aside, but he actually gave it away at the blue line, and is poked down the ice by Oswald. Also, the plays for the E.V. Landshut, the U20 team right here in this building. So for him, always a thrill as Lutz drives in, flips it towards the net. Stretch pass for Brindley, just out of his reach. And that'll be an offside charge against Team USA.
I was talking about Julian Lutz at the beginning of this game. He's been injured. He comes back early this year. Big, powerful player. But as he comes off the boards here, this is confidence. He holds the puck, and now he comes off, and this is Nazar, and then Howard. Look how he uses his body. Howard can't get in on his hands. Just an excellent play by Julian Lutz to understand how he can use his size to great advantage.
Good save there. Augustine drive for the point as Lutz has 2 goals, 4 points in the tournament for Germany. Brindley sends it cross ice. Back defensively was Hubner. Lane Hudson getting back defensively on Gadel, who plays it far boards. Gadel back on it, puts it in front, bouncing puck in front of Trey Augustine. He'll swipe it aside with a stick as Strammel lost it. There's Luca Hoff. Thought he had some runway, but couldn't bring the puck with him. Picked up by McCourty. Backfeed in front. Wrist shot. Oh, good stop as it was Wolf got a piece. McCourty again looking for a second of the period. Simon Wolf under pressure as Lucius tried to get it towards the net. And again, Germany giveaways in their own zone. What a move through the legs. As Lane Hudson tried to get creative, and he did. He just couldn't get it in front. Been so impressed with Lane Hudson in the early stages of this tournament. His hands, his vision, pretty good skating. Nice little package on the back end for Team USA. Takes the hit to make the play. As this period is zipping right along. 2-0 USA. Under 9 minutes remaining. As Hurdler trying to drive play in, moved up quickly. Backhand feed from Lucius, misses the mark as Cruz Lucius' brother Chaz was taken by the Winnipeg Jets in the first round last year at the draft. That pass intended right in front for Roland Guerre. Couldn't settle the puck down and get the shot away on Augustine. Cutter Gauthier brings it in. Cooley, you can see him waving his stick, wanted the pass. Gauthier holds, then he threads it across. Play down below the goal line, right in front, and a weak shot. Good movement, man. You talk about quick passing. Cutter Gauthier again tried to dish off, and with his attempt, he just fanned on it, healed it a little bit. Turnover at the line. Look at Snuggerud back to work, and USA will reset. This is a dangerous-looking line tonight. They got their legs. Snuggerud picks it up. Gauthier looking for the pass. Comes to Casey. Casey walking it in. Shoots. He missed glove side. Snuggerud jams it back to Duke. Duke across for Casey. Casey, high slot. Gauthier, the give and go. Cutter Gauthier curls around. Cooley fakes the shot, walks in. Cooley trying to get the shot away. Still on the puck. Look at him stick handling. Drops it off to the left side. Shot and stop. My goodness. The talent of that young man. Cutter Gauthier and Cooley making it look real easy here in Germany.
So
where pucks go to die.
Oh, God. Oh, boy. Logan Cooley, such a high-end player with all the skill, but his partners on that line, Jimmy Snuggerud and Cutter Gauthier, have high-end skill as well, and they move this puck around. They know how to get open, and they expect the puck to come to them when it's on Logan Cooley's stick. His vision is outstanding.
Leonard right off the hop, shoots. Follow-up try blocked. Simon Wolf settling in for what looks to be a very busy night in that German net. Same as Powell. Just hopped off his stick, so he'll backhand it in. Looking for Leonard, who takes contact. There's Kaplan, far corner. Kaplan stops. Still controls. Kaplan, met by Braun in the corner. Digs it free, right in front, and another chance for the States. Powell in the slot. Kaplan shoots, score! Bar down, Devin Kaplan, 3-0 USA.
Nice play by Seamus Powell to come in off the point. Devin Kaplan just comes back a little bit into the slot, takes the pass under the bar, buries it. But a really nice play by Seamus Powell, coming in off the blue line, sizing it up. There's the first play. Now Powell swings in here and he sees Kaplan and he puts it right on the stick, and Wolf has no chance over the right shoulder. But the awareness of Powell to recognize that Kaplan's an option, Kaplan making himself an option, receives that puck and makes no mistake.
Nazar the steal in, across, shot just wide. As Snuggerud had a chance. Chesley follows up and misses. Here comes Haas the other way. He'll drop it off. Wrist shot through trap, that deflected, and just went to the left of Trey Augustine and stayed out as Nazar. Through center ice. Going to drive play in, knocks it down. Nazar, Brindley from a knee, and he missed. And then Bedahar got tied up with his own goalie, Wolf, in front. Back to Cleveland. And as Brady Cleveland sends it across, he'll head off for a change. Brindley looking for the give and go, couldn't connect. And it's back to Tyler Duke. He'll stretch the ice quickly. Wrist shot by Isaac Howard. Never got through. Howard again. Rips one. Stopped. Rebound. Brindley stopped by Wolf. Follow-up try. Still loose. And finally covered up by Simon Wolf. Man, USA is bringing it here at the U18s.
Tell you what, Simon Wolf, he's had to deal with a lot of grade A chances here, and this is one, trying to find that puck to just give himself a breather. What an opportunity, and he finds it.
Off the draw, it's back to Duke. He'll skate it in. Duke drops off. Lucius assessing options, curls around near board, still with it. He'll dump it off in the corner. Picked up by Philip Sin to the right side and flipped up the ice. Turned over at the line. And it's Eric Hoodler. Finds it, and he'll play it along the boards. Pass intended for Rollinger. Couldn't accept it. And sent quickly to Lucius. Just out of his reach, and back on it is Jesse Kauhanen. Trotman can't clear, and then it's turned over again. Germany will skate it away. Up comes Hurdler. I don't know if that's hanging off his helmet or part of his jersey's in disarray.
It's the neck
his neck guard, yeah. It's flapping around on him. There's McGroarty, wrist shot, and Trotman got in the way. Trotman over to Braun, near boards and chipped out by Safran. Up to Bermiski. He stops far boards and gave it away to Snuggerud. Jimmy Snuggerud drops the pass off. It's back to Casey. Drag move shot, and he missed high and wide.
It's really hard to defend, and when you got to spend most of your time defending, it takes a lot out of you. When you got to defend against high-end skill and size, it just becomes an almost impossible task.
Julian Lutz feeds the slot. Ketchner was tied up, couldn't get the shot away as Seamus Powell is on it in his own zone. Under 4 minutes to go in this first period. USA has tilted the ice heavily in their favor. A goal in the opening minute by the captain, McGroarty, and they haven't looked back as Smith and Kaplan have made it 3-0. Oswald tries to clear and will up to Lutz, who will chip it up ahead for Kechter. Wrist shot stopped as the defenseman Bedahar. Good look and a save by Augustine. Geidel skates it in over the line. Krenning in the corner with him. As Hoff spins around, works it in deep. Cleveland picks it up for the Americans. Up the wall, but not out, and Augustine, no problem. He saw it the whole way and kicks it aside. Kaplan from his own zone, creating some space, feeds the left side. Will Smith tried for Spicer, still bouncing around, slung across, and goes through the legs of Spicer. Give it away right back to Spicer. He'll drop it off. The give it goes Spicer. Weak shot stop. Kaplan, that wristed off a body and wide. Smith back on it. Lost it, and Chesley's back to help him out. Ryan Chesley chips it in. Takes the body check, but he saw it last minute. It's back to Brindley, and he just hopped over his stick, but he'll skate it in. Brindley waiting in front. Picked up. Smith shoots. Oh! Two Germans in front. Couldn't find the puck, but Smith sure did, and nearly found his second of the period.
The Germans had an opportunity. This U.S. rush, Snuggerud, the way they attacked the defense, attacked the line, and then Cooley feeding Seamus Casey, jumping into the attack, just miss it. And then the Germans had a chance. Ryan Bedahar jumping into the play, and a real sharp save by Trey Augustine, who hasn't had very much work in this first period.
Pass up the left side for Kauhanen. Hudson takes it away in a 2-on-1 for USA as Brindley joins the rush. Gets the pass in, shot, glove, stop. Simon Wolf. Lovely save and much needed to keep it at 3-0.
Well, the USA right now, it's this line rush after line rush. It doesn't matter who is playing for the U.S., what line is out there. Every single line is getting opportunities and chances. And Simon Wolf has been superb in this first period because he has had to stare down these USA players time and time again, and skilled USA players.
Gavin Brindley, 2023 draft eligible. A great look, the latest on Wolf. Braun tries to chip it out of the zone. Play to the near boards. And out to center ice. There's Lucius on it for Team USA. Sketchter looking for a steal. Final minute, Vanatech Arena, 3-0 USA as Lutz tried to play it up ahead. There's Lucius. Up the left wing, waits, wanted Casey. Just chipped away from him. Back up top, Duke. Wrist shot right on, a good screen Stramel. And Simon Wolf finds it and squeezes.
We saw Tyler Duke's brother Dylan play for Team USA last year in this tournament. Dylan plays at the University of Michigan. Tyler's headed to Ohio State. I want to see mom and dad and those two teams face off against one another in a contest.
Now that's an interesting time, isn't it, when you have those two?
I would suggest that when they're in Columbus, just wear the scarlet and gray. They don't take kindly to seeing maize and blue in Columbus. And likewise, when they're in Ann Arbor, wear the maize and blue because they don't take kindly to seeing the scarlet and gray there.
I know you and Tessa Bonhomme have that special rivalry back at TSN, which I enjoy from the outside looking in, by the way.
Wow.
I get a kick out of it. You too.
Ohio State has hammered Michigan in football except this year, so it was a rivalry like the hammer and the nail. I was the nail, just in case you want to know.
Well, USA Hockey National Team Development Program. Man, what a start to this tournament. What a start to this game. They lead 3-0. We'll step aside. Intermission coming up next with Laura and Dave. Hey, Rutger, can you hear me okay? It's Brian Mudryk with TSN.
Yep, I can hear you.
Awesome. Hey, appreciate your time, man. Great start to the game. Well done.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. All right.
Rutger, it has to be fun when you play a nation on their home ice, but was that the dream start for you and your team?
Yeah, it's always fun playing in front of a very fun crowd like that. But yeah, I felt like our team got off to a really good start there. We're moving our feet and we're just playing our game.
Always a thrill to be a captain, obviously representing your country. Tell us a little bit about this group this year and the dynamics of your room.
Our room is an extremely, very, very competitive group. We love each other, but during practice it's war, and I feel like that's a reason why we have so much success is when we're on the ice during practice, it's honestly crazy. It's a lot of fun, though.
What's been going right for your group thus far, and what's important to work on as you edge closer to the quarters?
I feel like so far in this tournament, we've been getting to the inside, and we've just been attacking the goalie. We've just attacked the middle, and we're playing with a lot of competitiveness, a lot of energy, and we're locking down in the D zone. So we're doing a lot of stuff well, and we hope to keep it going.
Well said. Thanks for your time, and good luck.
Yep, thank you.
Tuesday night in Germany, nearly 8:30 p.m. local time, as the head coach Alexander Duk down 3-0 to Adam Nightingale and Team USA. I know staff at USA Hockey headquarters in Colorado Springs gathered watching the game in their conference room. Well, at least tonight here in Germany, afternoon back home in North America on TSN, NHL Network, and they're going to be happy with what they've seen so far. Goals from McGroarty, Smith, and Kaplan.
3-0 is a score that's really kind to Germany right now, because the first period was total domination by the U.S.
Shots 22-4 in favor of the United States. 3 on the board by Simon Wolf, who actually faced the United States at this tournament last year in Texas. He lost 5-3 in that contest. As Lane Hudson walks it in right in front. Shot, goal! The captain again, Rutger McGroarty. 4-0 USA.
25 seconds in. It's like Lane Hudson is so dynamic, so smart, so good. As he gets this puck, I mean, he makes a maneuver, a little quick play by Lucius, and then the ability of Lane Hudson to read the play, free himself up, and then thread the needle. Like a lot of guys trying to make that pass, it hits a stick, it gets intercepted. Lane Hudson not only threads it, he puts it right on the tape, and Rutger McGroarty's not going to make any mistake there. 4-0 USA.
Scored in the opening minute of the first period, does the same here in the second. So a very strong start to this game and tournament for Team USA as Edwin Troutman sends it up that right wing out of the reach of Luca Hoff, and that'll be icing charge to Germany.
Nice play by Cruz Lucius. And then just Lane Hudson being able to read the play so well as he jumps into the attack. And then the composure, there's McGroarty right to the spot. And when you play with Lane Hudson, be ready to get the puck. And don't think it won't get to you, because he will get you the puck. Sergei Zubov was with the group in Dallas when I was there, and Hall of Famer. It was exactly the same with him. He was able to make plays that very few would.
Turnover, Gauthier shoots. As Wolf lost it for a second. That drive just missing high and wide. As the Americans picking up right where they left off in the first period. Casey, far boards. He'll drop it off. Duke in, wrist shot, and that was blocked high and out of play.
Logan Cooley is such a talented player, high-end thinker, very, very elite skills. But, you know, you're going to have to play in traffic. You're going to have to take contact because teams understand that you got to try to find a way to slow them down. But it's also the ability to play in tight areas, to play and operate in tight areas with a not only ability to make those plays, but also an understanding that there's going to be contact. And in every regard, Logan Cooley is able to do that. It's what makes him an elite player coming up for the 2022 draft.
Number 2 on your list, number 2 on NHL Central scouting list for North American skaters. And the early pick in Montreal this upcoming summer in July. As Marilyn Braun plays it into the far corner. Cleveland at his own line. He'll skate it up the right side and ship it in. Yeah, this USA team, 10 gold all-time at this tournament. Gold in 7 of the last 12 years. And, you know, there's a lot of disappointment last year on home soil in Texas, where they lost in game 1 of the quarters. Pretty incredible, medaling every year, and that streak was broken for the first time in 16 years last year in Frisco and Plano, Texas. 7 returning players from that team, and you know they're coming back very hungry, very eager, and not wanting to have that feeling again.
You know, Pete Krupski, my good friend in Plymouth, Michigan, he broadcasts these games for USA Hockey on Hockey TV, and these kids come in at 16 years of age. This is where their family, their parents get to watch them. Pete does a great call, keeps the parents informed, and you know, just want to let Pete know that everybody at USA Hockey over here in Landshut sends you a warm welcome, and more than that, a great thank you for all your work over the years.
Very well said, Craig. A real gentleman every time we've got to see him and chat and work with him. Tarakonze into American territory, picked up by Seamus Powell. He'll feed the left wing. Kaplan, little stutter step, waiting for help. Gets it back. Kaplan dishes. Leonard. Kaplan was following up, and neither could get that shot away. Vermisky. And that hit a body and a souvenir inside Fanatec Arena.
Germany's going to play in a quarterfinal, and they'll play the first place team in the pool that's been in Kaufbeuren. So for Alexander Duke, they'll get your team prepared, to compete. They know what they're up against. They don't have any illusions of grandeur, but you want to be competitive and you want to be in the game and you want to give yourself the best chance.
McGroarty's into the game. He's cutting in, looking for the hat-trick goal. He draws a penalty as Augustine races to the bench. Extra attacker out as Germany touches up. So a power play for Team USA.
Paul McGroarty, who's thick, hard. I mean, he's driving inside here. He's not looking to stay outside it. He's going to try to get right inside on Bettenhauer, and Bettenhauer pulls him down. And you talked about it in your interview. Getting to the middle of the ice, attacking the middle. There's a great example of it. Ryan Bettenhauer, who tries to stop it. I mean, when you're leaning up against McGroarty, you know you're up against a thick player.
Here's Goalie just over his stick. Logan Goalie walks it in, drop pass, McGroarty towards the net, and lying down in front was Stravel, and he still nearly got his shot away from his backside.
Yeah, Charlie Stravel pretty aware there, you know, trying to sweep it behind Wolf.
That'd have been like the Ovechkin goal, just not cruising in, just sort of lying there, and then you just backhand it in.
I thought it was more...
Here's Goalie.
I thought it was more like a curling play, trying to get it onto the button.
Goalie in front, McGroarty didn't get a good velocity on the shot. All the way into the corner for Cutter Gauthier. Casey across, Goalie waits, Brensanito, goal. Lovely feed, another power play goal. They are making it look so easy right now as Cutter Gauthier in on the fun.
What you got to watch here is Logan Goalie, how he opens up the lane. So what he does is he takes his stick position, puts his hands in a spot where he opens up the lane. He forces the German player to have to move his stick just right there. And now when the stick moves, Gauthier knows that puck's coming to him, and Gauthier just finishes off perfectly. This is the hands. He just kind of looks there, stick moves, it's over before it even starts. Great play by Logan Goalie and a great finish by Cutter Gauthier.
I mean, just in that first period, there was a sequence, Craig. It's just a pleasure calling the play-by-play. I mean, they're just moving it around like magic in the offensive zone. Stick in the lane, and that one is out of play as Eric Hordler got his stick in the way there.
Well, why don't we just look, like, I mean, where do you want to start? The first line, the second line, the third line, or the fourth line? They've all challenged. They've all the lines have scored, and you get them on the power play where they have a little bit more room. Oh, there's where he opens it up, and just brilliant by Goalie. Director McGroarty talking after the first period. He says, we're close. We know what to expect.
That drive high and into the netting, out of play.
And Cutter Gauthier knows what to expect. Like, oh, I get to play with Logan Goalie. I better be ready for the puck. Just brilliant.
Cutter Gauthier's father, Sean, was from Sudbury, Ontario. He was a goalie who played all over the place, literally OHL, IHL, in the A, East Coast Hockey League. Actually finished in Sweden, the Allsvenskan, the second division. One shy of the SHL, which is the top league. Here's Duke. Takes contact, works it below the goal line.
Sean got into one NHL game, 3 minutes, made 2 saves, so his save percentage is perfect.
That's the way you do it, right? Duke. He'll drop it off. Leonard leaves for Leddy. Lucius. Stripped of the puck, Leddy trying to pinch and hold the zone, and the Germans able to clear. As Safran racing in, icing charged against Germany.
So we saw Charlie Stravel in front of the net, and I don't know if he's got a curling background, Brian, but he falls down, and then as he turns around, just tries to give it a little sweep. Now, I guess if you get it into the net, that would be on the button, right? But, or on the lid, as you call it.
All right, so he's from Minnesota. They know what's up when it comes to curling in that state, right?
Yes, they do.
The state of hockey, but they got some pretty good curlers in those parts, too.
Yes, they do.
So impressed with this guy, Isaac Howard. We had a chance to chat with the head coach as well, Adam Nightingale, and just dynamic. Just what's not to be impressed about. You know, a great player.
Okay, I'm going through my head what's not to be impressed about. I can't come up with an answer for you. I mean, he's determined, he's hard, he's got a real good skill in and around the net, and we've seen his goals all being scored from that inner slot area. You want to be rewarded, there's a price to be paid, and it's right there.
Pass in front, stop by Wolf as Brindley, a good feed right in front. Powell jams it back in. Brindley flips it up. Cleveland has to hustle to hold the line. He can't, so he'll send it over to Powell. Look out, some trouble for Team USA as off the turnover, wrist shot goes wide as Powell lost the puck, able to get back and recovers. Lutz throws it in the slot, and Powell's on it for USA. Drop pass for Howard. Isaac Howard through the legs, nobody home, and it's Bedahar. Ryan Bedahar moves it up ice. Good play there as Powell took it away and just missed Howard with the pass. Icing charge to USA.
Yeah, the Germans are trying to get some forward play in their game, and Simon Wolf is the one that's had to take on the brunt of the USA attack. And you point out the first period domination, and for Alexander Duke trying to, I would honestly say, fly the zone. Try to get the U.S. defensemen back off the zone and try to just flip the puck off the boards and have them skate onto it, because standing in your own zone trying to be in position, the U.S. are too quick, too fast, and too skilled. They just wear you down. Try something different to open it up and give your team a little bit of breathing room.
Goalie the steal in tight quarters on the puck. Dishes. Hudson slings it across. Stick in the way, and Cutter Gauthier's got to back up. He'll pick it up center ice. Gauthier, near point, shoots it in. All the way to Cooley. Jammed out by Germany. Hudson up for Cooley. That was disrupted right at the German line. Moritz Ilias out of this game. 1-game suspension for a hit in the Team Canada game just 8 seconds in. And the head coach even admitted, maybe part of that's on me. I told the player, you know, he didn't have a strong game the game before. I need more out of you. I need more intensity. Well, 8 seconds in, it was the high hit, and he was kicked out of that game and suspended for this one.
Head contact on Josh Philman.
Oh, it was a no-doubter, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
We saw it. It was a bad hit, but he's paying the price, missing this game, and right now it's the United States up by 5.
Yeah, I know. It's been... Logan Cooley, we've seen some of the brilliance that he displays. I call when he has 360-degree awareness. With the puck, without the puck, he knows where everybody is, and he makes plays all over the ice. And he's so quick. He's a darting player under the stick, and you think you're moving one direction, and before you know it, he's got it. His teammates, Lane Hudson, in that case, are, well, I better jump into the play here.
Cooley from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Gromyski sends it down the ice. Back forward is Duke. He'll collect it behind Augustine. Long stretch pass just out of the reach of Spicer. He gets there first. Drops. Slung in front, and a good block there. As Will Smith was waiting for the backdoor pass, and that was a good defensive play by the German defender.
Well, actually, Will Smith fell, and Kaplan saw that he fell, and he said, I better not pass it to him. I don't know how he blew a tire, but he did. Maybe he was just so enthusiastic about getting to the net, his eyes lit up and his feet blew up.
Well, it almost worked for Strammel, right? As Spicer in, Space shoots, scores! That easy. Cole Spicer in alone, snipes his second of the tournament, 6 for USA.
I'm watching the Germans come off the ice now, and, you know, you're looking at a spirit of a team that's been broken completely, and the U.S. have been relentless here almost halfway through this game, and to say they've been overwhelmed would be an understatement, but Cole Spicer right in, picks that inside part on the stick side of Simon Wolf, and of the hard things here, too, for Team USA and Adam Nightingale is you want your team to stay sharp. And
wrist shot stopped by Simone Wolf.
So you don't want to lay off, but at the same time you don't want to pile on. And
Oswald cutting in to the forehand, up and over the net as it hit the top of the crossbar, rolled across and just stayed out. Good drive by Veit Oswald as he nearly got Germany on the board. Bouncing the slot shot, rebound chance, stopped by Augustine. As Augustine has come alive, he has not been busy at all, but a nice save right there for Team USA. As Charlie Leddy drives it in for the Americans. That literally, I think, rolled on the top of the crossbar, fell to the right of Augustine, and then stayed out. What a sequence.
It was a sequence. This is, I was talking about the spirit of the Germans being almost completely broken. Well, nice little play, bounces up there on the top of the net, and then it comes right back on a real good chance coming across, and Augustine there's the play off the top of the net, and then Augustine coming across has to make that save with the right pad twice. Good alert goaltending by Trey Augustine.
Well, just 4 shots for the Germans in that first period, so trying to get a little more pressure on Trey Augustine as Howard through his screen. And Simone Wolf will find that, and yeah, it's getting a little intense as, you know, Germany frustrated and proud. They're hosting the tournament for the 3rd time in their history, this U18, and they want to put on a good show here in Landshut.
And they do. This is just such a high-powered U.S. team, and it's line after line in the way they play and the way their defense are coming in on the attack and holding the blue line and making sure that they can support the thrust of the attack going forward. They just make you have to deal with a lot of different challenges. Very impressive USA team. Very, very impressive.
Well, they put up 8 on Canada and then 6 on Czechia. They got 6 so far, and we're pretty much at the exact midway point of the game. It all starts for real with the quarterfinals. Obviously, day off tomorrow. And quarterfinals on Thursday in Landshut and Kaufbeuren. And we know Germany and Canada will travel over to Kaufbeuren. And the United States obviously will stay here as the #1 seed. And no relegation this year. 8 teams in the tournament, so 1 game less when it comes to your pool play. (4-3) Sweden over Finland in the 3rd period. Here's Cutter Gauthier at the line, lost the puck, and quickly in transition. As that shot misses the mark, Eric Hudler into the corner with Rollinger. Rollinger hits his man, tries to go to the net. Hudler can't get it to him, and it's Gauthier on it. Gauthier for Duke with Snuggerud. Duke will backhand it in. Snuggerud and Cooley into the mix. Troutman hit Cooley. Gauthier in the corner, trying to muscle the puck free. Snuggerud gets it in front for Cooley, just over his stick. Hudson hesitates, head fake, shoots off a stick and high and misses the mark.
Well, Wolf was trying to find that puck. He had really no idea where it was.
Snuggerud, quick strike, great velocity on the wrist shot. It's the back of the net. Every time this line comes out, it is just headaches for the Germans.
This USA team looks like the Golden State Warriors, putting up threes, fast break attack.
Here they come again. Lane Hudson drops back to Hudson, and maybe one pass too many that time. Sudden it off the post. It is relentless right now on Simone Wolf. Hudson again. Walks it in. Shot off the post. He loves that little head fake. A penalty coming up. So the USA about to go on the power play again. Augustine to the bench. Hudson At the goal line, Wade's trying to tuck it in. Knocks it down, collects again. How much fun is he having right now? He'll drop it back. Smith waiting. He shoots, and that was stopped. And that was Will Smith. He got hammered in front. That might be a second penalty on the play. We'll sort it out when we come back. He got just clocked.
Yeah. Crossbar. I'll take the post, you take the goalie, okay? Well, the USA were bringing them off the post. First, Logan Cooley off the crossbar, just gets it up, and that goes on the one-way past Wolf, and then right after that, short side, and you know, Wolf has been under siege, and then Hudson draws a penalty in and around the net. And USA now going on the power play, and I think Alexander Duke made the right move here, Brian.
So it is now Philip Dietl. He comes in net for Wolf to replace him. As Dietl led in 8 goals on 49 shots in that 8-3 loss to Canada, and second game of the tournament for Germany.
You can only ask a goalie to do so much. I mean, really simply. And Wolf was excellent in this game. I mean, excellent. Against a relentless USA attack.
In comes Oswald, busting in. Oswald nearly got a good chance. He's taken down. And Cooley skates it up ice. Cooley drops it back. McGroarty, good stick in the lane to break that up. And Oswald again, he's tripped up, and a tripping call on Stramel. So to the bench goes Dietl. As they are still pumping the music here inside the building. And now they figure it out. And it's a possible 2-on-1. Drop pass shot. What a stop. Rebound didn't go. Diving across Augustine, and he keeps that out as well on the last drive from Marlon Braun. My goodness. They pumped the music. Germany was pumped up. Pretty good rush. And Augustine keeps it out.
Hey, listen, that's why they call it pump-up music. Like, here's the penalties. Charlie Stramel coming across. Could have called it anything, a trip, a hold. But this is the play. What a save by Augustine. Getting up there to the top of the crease. And, you know, when you get no work, you know, it becomes a mental effort to stay in the game and to be sharp. And certainly Trey Augustine did exactly that.
So 4-on-4 as Vedahar gets the puck below the goal line for Germany. Lucius, right side, comes away with the puck. Cruz Lucius, over the line, drops it back, still loose, thrown towards the net, and pass back in front, that shot blocked. Follow-up try, scores!
Spicer.
On the follow-up, Cole Spicer able to bury it. 7-0 USA.
Well, Cruz Lucius stays right on the puck, hounding the German player, hounding him. Spicer gets an opportunity again. Makes no mistake with the second of the period. Here's Cruz Lucius staying on the puck, making sure he tries to make the play there. Now it comes across here. There's Lucius. Gives it right back to Cole Spicer, blocked, picks up the rebound, and then puts it right behind the German goaltender. Dietl in there for the first time.
Hudson blows his tire, loses the puck. Nazar getting back defensively. Play right at the USA line and brought in by Rollinger. Rollinger tried to feed the slot as Weber was diving back for it, and it's picked up by Isaac Howard. Burst of speed. Howard into the slot, and Germany trying to break out in numbers. Flip down the ice, but Augustine out in time, and he'll flip it up for Howard, who's racing after the puck, and he'll get there. Laid up for Ketchner. Sent across. Cahonen tried the little move. He'll drive play wide, but Hudson not biting. Cahonen feeds the line. Pass off a couple of sticks. Nearly stolen by the Germans, but cleaned up nicely. As Nazar just takes his time, delays, tries to flip it through for Howard. As Lutz, he'll drop it off for Ketchner right in front. And through the crease, no stick on it. Reich able to hold it in. Lutz, nice move. In the slot, shoots. Oh, nice dangle. But Trey Augustine not fooled. He'll glove it down. 7-0 USA. Spicer, the latest. He's got 2.
Good hands, drive it to the net, perfect. Getting a look there at Julian Lutz, and you know, you talk about skill and power and drive. What a little move here coming in. Augustine has to be really sharp, but when you combine skill with power and a real competitive drive, you're looking at NHL written all over him.
Foot races on as Hubner able to get back in time and clear it out of harm's way as Trenning plays it near boards. You know, a lot of excitement, obviously some great young players coming up from Germany. You look at what Leon Draisaitl's doing in the National Hockey League. Obviously Tim Stutzla over in Ottawa as Duke walks it in. Back to the far point, across for Will Smith, who has a goal in this contest. Smith gets it back up top. 45 seconds left in the penalty. As Smith, far circle, blast, kind of delayed. It hit something in front, trickled towards Dietl, and then sent down the ice.
Well, you talk about the German players. More Sider, the brilliant young defenseman. I mean, there's no question in my mind he's the Rookie of the Year in the National Hockey League, and an absolute building block for the Detroit Red Wings going forward. J.J. Peterka, Lucas Reichel in Chicago, Peterka in the Buffalo system. Quite impressive.
Duke in the corner, 4 seconds left in the penalty. As Kaplan delays, still stick handling. Back to 5-on-5. Pass across, looking for Kaplan. And Dietl will find it and hold, and 2 conversations after that whistle.
Well, in the other group, Sweden has defeated Finland 4-3, which means that Sweden has won the group and will finish first. They will play Germany, and that means that Canada will face off against Finland in the quarterfinal in Kaufbeuren on Thursday.
So we'll make the trip to Kaufbeuren. Another good stop by Philip Dietl, who's been called in wolf cold in this second period, and the fans giving him some love here. inside Fanatec Arena. I'd say about 1,800 in the house for this one or so.
Well, I was watching it count heads between periods. The problem is that, you know, a lot of the partisans here have a beer in each hand, so I may want to make sure you don't double count.
Well, there's a lot of talk about supply chain issues around the world. I don't think there's a problem with beer in Germany. I'm pretty sure that they're good for a while, from what I've seen. Not that I know firsthand or anything, I'm just saying.
You're observing, you're just observing. There's the crowd, and
they're great.
They have been appreciative of the hockey. And, you know, we talked about German hockey, Stutzla, and Seider, and Draisaitl, just a great player. And I've said it before. I mean, think about it, Brian. You got Alphonso Davies from Edmonton playing for one of the top football clubs in the world, in Bayern Munich, and he's a top football star. And then you have a top German player playing in Edmonton who's one of hockey's great stars. Unbelievable when you think about talented athletes taking up sports that might not be.
Chance in front, and Geidel. The drive was just behind him as it missed the mark. Off the shot from Azavolyuk. USA in transition quickly. Look at Cooley just maneuvering. Lost the puck, though. He's trying to take it right around. He's back on it. Takes contact, pushes his check, drops off the puck. Gauthier, rich shot. Off the stick and wide.
You know, when our team went to Dallas from Minnesota in 1993, Bob Gainey made a comment. He said, if we can grow hockey here and get young kids playing hockey, we'll get good hockey players, because good athletes are going to turn out to be good at whatever sport they take up. And that's the example I use with Alphonso Davies playing soccer, coming from Canada, and Leon Draisaitl in a soccer culture in Germany, taking up hockey. Just a great hockey player as well.
There's Hoff up the left wing. Luka Hoff threads it through. Pass in the slot as Berdler was battling for it, but the USA away with the puck under 2 minutes to go in this second period. McGroarty looking for the hat-trick goal in this contest. Back up for Duke. Duke still on the puck. Across for Chesley. Chesley takes a look. He'll drop off the backhand. Inside, Stramel shoots, and Dietl got a touch, and it stayed out. As Lane Hudson picks it up. Quickly for Stramel. He's got to step in, shoots, scores! Charlie Stramel able to bury that one. 8 on the board for USA.
How quick is the mind of Lane Hudson? Like Lane Hudson's on his offside, left shot defenseman, does a quick turn inside the blue line, and then feeds Stramel in stride, and Charlie Stramel makes no mistake. Honestly, I'm in awe of Lane Hudson. I was in awe of him last year, watching him as a 16-year-old player, and that awe has just increased. I really have no doubt he's going to be a really good player in the National Hockey League. It'll take some time as he physically matures, but you can't possess those types of skills and that type of brain power and not be able to have success in the NHL, in my view.
Had 5 assists in 5 games last year, Craig, in Dallas, Texas, just outside of Dallas, in Plano and Frisco.
There's Charlie Stramel. I mean, you're turning in like everything that has to work in sync, and you know, and I know what's going to happen. Oh, what about his height? What about this? Yeah, you know what? Forget about it. There's certain players it just doesn't apply to. We're not asking him to go and be an offensive lineman and block 300-pound defensive linemen.
Again, it's Spicer into the glove of Dietl, and he'll hold that. And you know, you talk about skilled players, maybe not that big. How about the guy who had 14 goals in this tournament, in a single tournament, in Cole Caulfield, who was a record setter with USA Hockey's national team development program, a 72-goal season, and he just hit 20 in the NHL this year, getting to watch him up close and personal.
Yeah, well, you've watched him for a number of years, so you know what brilliant skills he has. And again, people, I don't know that there's a height requirement to be a good goal scorer.
I don't think they have that like on a ride where you have to be this tall to score 40.
Exactly,
you know,
right?
Not that I'm aware of.
I mean, nobody did it better in his draft year. Nobody. One of the best goal scorers you've seen in a lot of years coming into a draft.
So final stages of this second period, 8-0 USA. As Weber starts the pop pass and the captain to the right side. As Lutz was tied up, lost the puck. Nazar back for USA. Oh, what a little move that was, and he'll start it up ice. Nazar, smooth skating player, and he's on the move. Nazar nearly coast to coast, a poke check from Dietel, and that'll do it. 8 on the board for USA with still 20 minutes to go. 5 in the second period alone, as they will definitely be top spot in Group A. We'll step aside. Intermission coming up with Laura Dyken and Dave Reed. Hey, Cutter, Brian from TSN. You got me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for doing this. Appreciate your time.
Of course, thank you. Okay, yeah.
Cutter, clearly a dominating performance from your team in USA. First up, tell me a little about your line mates. I mean, the chemistry you guys have going, it looks pretty spectacular.
Yeah, we've been playing together a long time, so that chemistry is building on and off the ice, giving go pucks and moving our feet. It seemed to work well this game.
What's been going right for your team, not just in this game, but throughout the tournament in general?
I think just playing our way smart, fast, and hard, getting pucks deep and playing our way has helped out this game and especially this tournament.
What do you want to see in games like this? I mean, you're up big, obviously, but what's important to make sure you keep doing, because you got a quarterfinal game coming up as well?
Yeah, I don't think we can look too ahead of the pass and just worry about our game right now, play our game, and good things will come.
Thanks for your time. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Laura, nearly 9:30 p.m. local time here in Germany in Landshut. It is the final night and game of group play in Group A, as Adam Nightingale and Team USA will finish in the top spot in the group. What a game. 13 players with at least a point. Lucius, 3 assists on the night. Spicer, 2 goals. The captain, McGroarty, 2 goals as well. And the Germans just simply outmatched in this contest. And it's tough, too. I talked with Cutter Gauthier, Craig, in the intermission. I mean, if you're management, if you're a coach, if you're a player, what do you want to make sure you focus on here in an 8-0 game with a quarter?
Same exact thing. Like, I mean, the details. You know, we saw the 8th goal by Cole Spicer. You know, Cruz Lucius staying on the puck, the details. Like, hey, listen, you don't have to max out on your intensity, but the details. No turning away from pucks, making crisp plays, get into position. Just keep building. It's the same, you know, it's the same thing with practice, Brian. You're not going to go full out in practice, but you want the mental focus and intensity to be there on the details, and that's what this third period needs to be for the U.S.
Ketchner feeds the right side as Hubner at the line, and that was brought in offside. So we know Canada, disappointment, the loss to Czechia. I mean, that Czechia power play, whoever, you know, you got a heads up because it was outstanding. And one of the star players, Yuri Kulich, had a hat trick, all 3 goals on the power play, including the winner in overtime. So you know Canada will take on Finland in Kaufbeuren in the quarterfinal. Germany will get Sweden. Pop pass right in front for Snuggerud. Couldn't pull the trigger. To the far point. That long drive up high on Philip Dietl. They'll make the stop and deflect it into the netting and out of play.
Well, we'll be in Kaufbeuren on Thursday for the Canada-Finland game and the Sweden-Germany game.
Kaufbeuren is home to ESV Kaufbeuren. They're in the 2nd division in Germany. It's about an hour, 20 minutes southwest of Munich. This city about a 40-minute drive northeast. Pass in front, and that drive off a stick and out of play as Snuggerud continues to try put up the points, get a little more offense. Everyone getting their candy and touches. And here you see the 2 host cities. 3rd time Germany's hosted this tournament.
Yeah, I will tell you, it's been like Halloween for Team USA here. Everybody getting their candy, no apples in the bag.
Here's Duke. And offside as the Americans have to check up and come out of the zone.
I always hated getting apples in the Halloween bag. Always.
Who wants an apple at Halloween? Like,
did you ever get one in your bag?
No. No, candy, man, straight up.
Yeah, oh
yeah. Nice little move by Eric Hurdler. Brings it in. Hurdler. And shot. Cleveland stick in the way. And out of play. Yeah, a lot of smiles, eh? A lot of
Brady
players
Cleveland
smiling.
playing his first game of the tournament, and you know, a young player, another 2005 born, and you know, the team is so deep that they bring in the younger players, you know, Will Smith and Ryan Leonard and Brady Cleveland, but they don't have to play beyond what their capabilities are right now. They're able to settle in, you know, contribute to the team to where they're ready right now. But this is a deep group, and it's a group that really can attack you and beat you in a lot of different ways.
And for those not aware, Craig, this program, they played for basically 2 years together out in Plymouth, Michigan. USA Hockey National Team Development Program as Howard shoots and misses wide. And this is their Stanley Cup. This is what they play for. As they've won gold 10 times over the years, most successful program at this event in history, the USA.
Brian, I lived in Ann Arbor, Michigan for 12 years, so I was there for the first iteration of the National Team Development Program. Adam Nightingale now coaching. You know, Jimmy Johansson, the late Jimmy Johansson, had an idea that, hey, we want to get our players centralized. You know, there was high school and prep hockey in New England, high school hockey in Minnesota, club hockey in Michigan. And you know, there was kind of, I wouldn't call it splintered, but they wanted to try to get more of a unified group that could go and compete internationally, not just at U17 or U18 or U20, but in the World Championships, in the Olympics. And, you know, you think back to 1980 and the excitement that USA Olympic team created. You know, all you got to do is talk to Keith Tkachuk and Mike Modano and Jeremy Roenick and Tony Amonte, Brian Leach, the great players that came through there. I mean, they were inspired by that 1980 Olympic team. Jimmy Johansson played on the 84 team, so, you know, he was very close in understanding of what international hockey meant. And he wanted Canada, the USA, to have a big part in that. And that's how this program started, and it continues on. And, you know, not only is this a team that's had success at the tournament, but just look at the players they're producing, and not just as we talked about some of the traditional hockey areas, but from all over the USA.
And some newer names. You got a guy like Cole Caulfield, leads the program all-time in goals. Jack Hughes in points as Nazar drives in, draws the tripping penalty. Here's Powell cutting in. Seamus Powell kind of bounced on him, and Lutz gets a touch, so another power play for USA.
Well, USA's been moving pretty good here, and Frankie Nazar, he attacks through the middle of the ice and he attacks at you, so he's going to draw some penalties. He's shifty, he's nifty, and he's a handful. And you think about, like, Will Smith, who just got added to the roster. He's part of the U17 program. Now he's up with the U18. You know who his coach was growing up? I have to ask you the question.
Well, let me at least
take a look at your notes.
I think. Well, no, because like
Kent Hughes, the GM of the Montreal Canadiens.
Okay.
So you know, you think about it. I mean,
well, I actually wanted to think about it.
Oh, okay.
A lot of times you're on the air, you get flustered, you just want to answer as soon as possible. I tried to think as Leonard's on the puck. USA power play. Powell at the line. Sends it far circle, gets it back. Down low, Leonard, and the net off the moorings again. That's happened a few times behind Dito.
Well, Cole Spicer's had a couple of goals in this game, and, you know, we talk about the depth of this USA team and their ability to beat you with a lot of different players. And Cole Spicer, he gets a great opportunity inside the post on the glove hand, and then this real good play by Cruz Lucius, staying with it, block shot, and Spicer takes it right back and deposits it. So, you know, we talk about Gauthier and Cooley and Snuggerud and McGroarty. Well, the depth of this team is very impressive. And, you know, Kent Hughes' son, Jack Hughes, no relation to, you know, the Hughes family, Quinn, Jack, and Luke, who played here at the program. But Jack played here for 2 years at the program, was at the tournament last year at Northeastern University, you know, up for the NHL draft, a real good, solid young player. Let's see, I mean, the players are coming from everywhere. There's players from Florida here, McGroarty's from Nebraska. You know, like, you just think about, you know, where players are coming from, non-traditional markets, and it goes back to what I said earlier. You get good athletes playing, you're going to get good players.
Speaking of great athletes, on your Montreal connection, so last year at the tournament, Ryan St. Louis was there. Now Marty St. Louis, the head coach in Montreal.
So, Ryan's at Northeastern with Jack Hughes.
Yeah, so there's a lot of connections just with that grouping. And, of course, Montreal should have a top-end pick, obviously.
Well, they're going to have a top-end pick.
They're going to have one of...
They're right in that lottery, you know, for the first
could be a guy
overall.
that's on this USA roster, depending where the marbles drop and what they want or what they decide.
Well, I mean, if you look back at the history of the draft, and, you know, they drafted Cole Caulfield, they drafted Mike Komisarek from the program. Ryan Poehling was playing at St. Cloud. He had come through the USA hockey program. But, you know, you go back, and the number of players they've drafted is pretty impressive.
Caden Primo as well in the
Yeah.
7th round for Montreal as Lane Hudson is back on the puck.
Yeah, Caden, I mean, the USHL, Ryan McDonough years ago out of Minnesota High School. But Montreal's never been hesitant. They just want good players. They don't care where you come from. They just want good players. Tom Chorsky from Minnesota was a first-round draft pick to the Montreal Canadiens, a great skating winger. The late Tommy Curvers, you know, you think about him winning a Hobey Baker, playing for the 1986 Stanley Cup champion Montreal Canadiens. Just tell me where the good players are, and we want to get them onto our team.
There's Goalie, takes a big shot as he was driving to the slot. 13 seconds remaining in the minor penalty. Yeah, things are heating up now behind the play as McGroarty, he gets his stick up high. A piece of a helmet pops off.
Well, you're going to play into the middle of the ice, and Marlon Braun, the defender, is going to step in here. He reads it, and Cooley's not hesitant to go inside, and that's just a really good body check, you know, right into the chest of Cooley. But this is what makes Cooley really good. He's going to attack into the middle. He's going to attack to the net. And yes, there's going to be contact there, but you learn, and if it was easy, everybody would do it, Brian. It's not easy.
Cooley, one of those 7 returning players from last year's roster. Had 2 assists in Texas at that U18 as the referees are talking it over. Refs from Sweden and Switzerland, Cedric Borga and Richard Magnuson. The lines persons from Switzerland and Sweden as well, Anders Nyquist and Erik Kananil.
So, 2 Minuten Crosscheck gegen diesen Spieler
USA.
und ein Major Penalty Review. Okay?
Crosscheck gegen 15.
Erste Strafe, Crosscheck, 2
What?
Minuten und ein Major Penalty Review.
Well, they said there's going to be a major penalty review here, so we're going to get a look at it. McGroarty gives a little shot to Oswald. Then Braun comes up and gives a little shot to McGroarty. Then McGroarty turns around and gives another little shot to... And I think that's what they're reviewing, is the last one. If it was up around the neck area or the head area, I think that's where the major penalty review is occurring.
And the thing that you want to stay away from in a game like this, we already know, I mean, Spencer Sova last game got a 1-game suspension. Moritz Ilias got a 1-game suspension. You got the quarterfinals coming up. You don't want to lose anyone to some silliness or a play when you're up 8-0 in a game like this.
I can't say it any better, Brian, but you know, here's where it's at. So here's the play. Braun, good body check on Logan Cooley. Logan Cooley picks himself up, and then now here's the extracurriculars. Oswald gets hit. Braun goes back at Cooley. Later on after that is where I think the review is happening.
So that's Cedric Borga, wearing number 23. The referee from Switzerland.
I like the fact that the referees can go and look at this and determine, okay, is it 2, is it 5? You know, it's not just trying to get the right call, it's trying to get the call that's applicable here. So here's where it all gets knocked down here. Now here comes Braun. Now there's the cross-check that I think they're reviewing. As Braun comes over to address McGroarty, and McGroarty gets the stick into that neck area, maybe the lower cage chin area. I think that's exactly right there what they're looking at with their major penalty review.
USA 5-0 all-time versus Germany in the preliminary round. Bang, right up there. And there you see part of the helmet pops off on Braun. So Marlon Braun out of the box, back on the bench, and it looks like McGroarty's getting the game.
Yeah. Well, I know this. Rector McGroarty's not going to feel very good about that play. I mean, it's clean hit. Adam Nightingale's like... Now the question is why did Marlon Braun come across out of the penalty box and leave the ice? So, here we go. Now there's the McGroarty shot, and that's what got hit me. I guess Marlon Braun thought he might have been getting a penalty, but he wasn't. But we got a 7-minute penalty up on the board for Rector McGroarty.
So Germany was 2 for 3 on the power play versus Canada. So for 8 seconds, it's 4-on-4 hockey as Snuggerud will bring it in. Tried to lay it back and will for Goalie. Goalie flips it back up to the line. So now Germany will start a lengthy power play as Lutz will bring it in, jam it to the far point. Back up top, Oswald walks in, wrist shot blocked. Good job there by Charlie Leddy. Oswald. Lays catch, gets it back. Up top, Hubner. Oswald. Good job of the Americans to chip it to center ice. Good little burst from Oswald again. Veit Oswald tries to lay it in front for Rollinger. Pops free and a 2-on-1 for the USA. Kaplan cutting in, threads it across, backhand, oh, and just missing. It looked like Dietl just got enough on Cooley to disrupt him enough. Otherwise, you had that wide open net.
Cooley's going off the ice. He's hanging his head. He can't believe that he missed.
Here's Hoff.
8-0, and you're going, I can't believe I missed. You just love the intensity of the players.
Here we go again. Another shorthanded breakaway as Kaplan trying to literally jump in to the attack and couldn't get his stick on the puck. Here comes Philip Sid. He'll shovel it into the corner. Duke back defensively. Popped out to the far boards. Up top is Sid. Near circle. Sid gets it back. Sid, rich shot through traffic. Rebound pop free collected by USA. And to Nazar. He's got speed to burn. Nazar driving in to the back, and oh my goodness, huge collision in front. Nazar taken down by Carl Conze, and then Dietl took a bit of it. $8-0 USA.
It was Krenning, number 25.
Oh, he just missed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good. On Nazar. While Logan Cooley staring down Filipino, and he's in alone, and he has a great opportunity, forehand, backhand, he just loses it at the last second, and that's why Logan Cooley was a little bit, and there's Nazar coming right across. Big hit there by Philip Krenning. You're gonna take the puck to the net, you're gonna draw the attention of the defenders. Frankie Nazar, Logan Goalie. They might not be the biggest guys, but they know where the rewards are.
There's Brindley chasing after the puck. So 4 minutes, 43 seconds of power play time here for Germany as Oswald brings it in. He'll drop it off, gets it back, flips to the near point, but nobody home. And having to retreat was Hubner. Ketchner brings it in. Takes play below the goal line. Played up to Brindley. He'll drop it off. Ryan Chesley walking it in with speed. Chesley tries to chip it up high.
He's getting a penalty there for goaltender interference. He never stopped. He went right at him. You got to avoid the goaltender. That's a no question about it penalty.
Well, Dino, the thumbs up. He's okay.
Yeah. Well, you watch it. It's a nice play by Chesley. He swings to his backhand, throws it here, but now you got to stop. You can't keep going through him and bump him like that. Not acceptable. And a 5-on-3 for 2 minutes with 4:12 left on the McGroarty 7-minute penalty, which included 5-minute major.
Well, I talked to Cutter Gauthier in the intermission and asked him, what's important third period going forward, quarterfinal, and this is exactly what he did not want to happen. And, careless penalties, you get into some of the stuff you should be getting into, when you basically locked up the group. So, chance for Germany to get some confidence here going. The man advantage. Good save by Augustine off that drive from Krenning. Krenning puts it up top, gets it back, loads up again. Oh, that hurt. As it was a good shot block, and you're paying the price on a 5-on-3.
So there's exactly, again, you're talking about Cutter Gauthier, right? So now you're killing penalties because of unnecessary penalties and what you're doing. Now Charlie Leddy, who only knows one way to play, that's hard, full commitment. Who knows, like what happened, go out there to block a shot. He doesn't know any other way to play. Now you're putting him in a spot where, he's only going to play that way, and now a block shot goes off him. He ends up getting hurt a little bit. That's the other problem.
Hubner delays, goes back up top. Wrist shot into the glove as Veit Oswald right on Augustine, who will likely be pretty busy now for the next few minutes here in this third.
Well, I know this. He wasn't busy in the first 40 minutes.
No, he was not.
He was called upon to make a couple of saves, but for the most part, not with the same type of focus you need on a penalty kill. That's a good save.
Puck battle back to Hubner. Hubner lays it across, gets it back from Oswald. Hubner shoots, and again, that glove, very sharp for Trey Augustine. Committed to play at the University of Michigan.
They've had some pretty good goaltenders go through there. Pretty good goaltenders. We drafted one that ended up having 4 great years at the University of Michigan. Marty Turco, all-time leader in goaltender wins in NCAA men's ice hockey history.
Oswald. Hubner goes down low to the captain. Ketchner right across the crease for Lutz, and he missed him. And it's Hubner back down. Lutz still with it, drops it off. That rip missing by a foot. Lutz. Nazar hits him, but Lutz keeps moving. Nazar trying to back check. Right in front shot. Good save. Augustine on Rollinger. Again, Hubner skates it in. Goes back to Oswald. Over to Ketchner. Ketchner high. Rip with a wrist shot. And you got to hit the net as that hits the glass, caroms all the way down to the Germany zone. Up comes Daniel Hasiovic, right in front.
USA could have got another penalty. Trotman looking for one, thought he was hooked down.
Drop pass in towards the net, grazed the post, stayed out. A little bit of noise behind Augustine, but stayed out of the cage.
A little bit of a quiet beating of the drum in the stands. They're hoping to beat it a little bit louder with a goal.
Slung to the slot, slap pass, missed the mark from Trotman. Prenning circles around, goes near circle. Trotman back up top, gets it back. Trotman flips it across for Sin. Trotman steps into the slot, shot, score! Tip in front, and Germany on the board.
How good is this? 8-1. They score their first goal. I talked about the soft beating of the drum. Trotman gets the puck here, steps in, high over the glove, and Trotman with a nice little celebration, twirling the finger, saying, hey, that's not bad. Yeah, let's go. German fans very appreciative of it.
Here comes Leonard charging in. Weak shot stopped by Dietel. As it looks like Edwin Trotman gets the goal. I don't know if Asavolya got the stick on it in front. We'll wait for the official call. But Edwin Trotman, good movement. He let it fly. And the crowd going a little bit here at Fanatec Arena as they're on the board. Here comes the States again. Great shot from Spicer looking for the hat-trick goal. Pace up the right side from Prenning. Driving into the forehand. Prenning right through the crease. Open cage. As this time it was Augustine taken down. Lost his stick. Interference to call. So 8-1 USA.
Nice look, eh? Too funny. Too funny. Where are those beers? Where are the beers?
Yeah. Oh, they got taken away by Arden. Yeah, I'll tell you why later, or she'll tell you why. Sorry, buddy, I missed that. Go ahead, Craig, penalty.
I got it. Well, we saw earlier Philip Prenning making a big hit at the defensive net. Now he comes in here and calling it a goaltender interference call. That's very different than the one on Chesley, but again, you want to protect the goaltenders. And you don't want to see them come into the net area recklessly. So I think that's a call where you're trying to make sure your goaltender isn't at unnecessary risk.
So 20 seconds of 4-on-4. Cutter Gauthier cutting in, backhand try, and he just missed wide, glove side. Gauthier wanted Letty. As that's picked up by Luka Hoff. He'll feed the right side to Asavolyu. There's another big hit right at center ice.
Charlie Letty stepping up on Luka Hoff.
Well, that Germany-Canada game was a physical contest. Not as much of that stuff in this game, but, man, there are hits available and players stepping up and taking them. Here's Will Smith.
I talked about Charlie Letty on the shot block on the penalty kill. He only knows how to play 100% competitive. That's his DNA.
Will Smith a step. He cuts in. Smith takes it wide. Raul Manez, so USA power play right now. whiff, two whiffs, Smith shoots. Literally two whiffs in front by two German players, and Smith nearly cashed in.
Well, here's Charlie Leddy stepping up in the neutral zone. I mean, like I said, he's going to step up and he's going to make contact on you. Well, actually, that's not Charlie Leddy. That's the play by Will Smith. Here's the play by Charlie Leddy. And on Hoff.
Here's Casey at the blue line for USA. For Duke. Connor Duke. Near circle. Back up to Casey. Duke gets the pop pass. Goes down low. Nazar protecting the puck. He gets taken down, trying that centering pass. Chip to the near wall.
Frankie Nazar was looking for the Zegras.
Casey again. Drag move. Wrist shot. Score! What a move. Seamus Casey walks in. Pates top corner. 9 on the board for USA.
Great hands by Seamus Casey. The feet, the ability to maneuver the puck into a shooting position. And Philip Dito is in the net trying to find where the puck is. He doesn't even know that it's behind him. Such a brilliant play by Seamus Casey. Just the quickness, stepping in, moving into the middle, and the shot's there. You can see Dito. Where is it? oh, it's behind me? Okay.
So 9-1 USA. $23 goals now and counting in the tournament for the Americans. Puck right at the USA line. Under 7 minutes to go. As Smith was stripped of the puck, gets it back, he'll drop, travel across, big blast, just wide with Chesley. He loaded up, right in front again. Lucius jamming away. And in the melee, no stick for Dito, but he knows where the puck is this time.
You know, it's interesting, you know, we saw the first game where Isaac Howard scored 4, and you started to try to think maybe Cole Caulfield's record would maybe become close to being challenged. Well, 13 different goal scorers for the U.S. in the tournament. So that speaks to the balance, and I don't think anybody's going to get close to Cole's record.
Snuggerud in, shoots up top, rebound, and is cleared to the far wall. And one less game, obviously, with just the 4 teams in the pool this year. Snuggerud creates the turnover again. Gauthier, give it, go, back and forth as Gauthier playing pass again with Cooley. Those two are so much fun to watch. Lane Hudson wraps it along the boards under 6 minutes to go in this period. Here it comes Braun, works the puck in, and Augustine decides to hold. 9-1 USA, our final game of preliminary play here in Landshut. Oh, I need a beer. Yeah, I got him right here. Welcome back to Germany. So we know head coach Alexander Duke and his side will take on Sweden, and Quarterfinal Thursday on TSN will be Finland, Canada, getting things going at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Then Czechia, Switzerland, Sweden, Germany, and United States will take on Latvia. As Germany and Canada will travel to Kaufbeuren, the United States will stay right here in Landshut at Vanacek Arena. As Kaplan takes the pass, he'll drop it off for Casey. Casey walks it right in front, wanted Spicer, as they're trying to find him for that hat-trick goal. Leonard kicking at the puck. How does Finland stack up against Canada, Craig?
They're a better team than Canada. So Canada's going to have to be, you know, really good on the details. I'm not worried about the goaltending. I'm not worried about some of their top-end skill, but you're going to have to get deeper down the lineup. I'm not going to make a comment about, like, you know, oh, they're going to have to stay out of the penalty box. No kidding, right? But, you know, you're going to have to play quick. The Finns are a strong group that get on you and smother you, and they're exceptionally smart. They don't beat themselves. So for Team Canada, it's about trying to match that and making sure that you're not putting yourself in unnecessary harm. Because if you do, the Finns are going to exploit you and beat you.
I'm excited to see what Connor Bedard brings to the table, as he always seems to elevate his game. As Nazar, no doubt penalty, he's taken down. That drive, Smith shoots, scores! Will Smith makes it 10 for USA off the delayed penalty kill. Welcome to the tournament, young man. You got two.
Yeah, not bad. I watched Kent Hughes play when he was a little bit younger. I think that he's coached his kid to shoot better than he did. Kent, I love you. I hope you're not taking any offense, but, you know, again, all kidding aside, stepping right in there and making no mistake about it.
And one thing for Switzerland, beware of the Czechia power play. There's my scouting report for Team Switzerland. Canada got an up-hand look earlier today in their loss in overtime. Here's Edwin Trotman, long blast, a knuckler that missed everything. Under 4 minutes to go in this third period. As Nazar using his speed. Look at him cut it, backhand try. He can go from 0 to 60 so quick when he gets the legs going. There's Krenning. Drop pass. Looking for Hoff. Backhand into crease. Scores! No, waved off. I thought it just crossed the line. And they blow the horn in the building. Play continues. Wrist shot into the glove of Beadle. Looking forward to another look. I thought it just crossed. We'll get a look at this.
I think they should have just kept playing with the music, celebration. Well, your eyes are pretty good, Brian. I couldn't see that from here, but there's a nice little play. Sliding, coming close. Ooh. Well, from that angle, I guess we'll have to take a look at another angle. Hoff with a nice backhand. There it is, bouncing. You can see Lane Hudson there trying to stop it. We'll get probably a little bit more definitive view here.
Yeah.
Yep, that's in. No way you could see that from behind on the first two looks, but it's in. Okay, get that drum roll going over here. That's what we need. Play the music, get the goal horn going.
Well, for that USA-Latvia quarterfinal, if there's any Latvia fans in the house, the drums will be going. Those fans love to get into it. I love coming over to Europe, Craig. It's a part of the beauty of this tournament is the excitement, the passion. It's just a different vibe over here. Very much that football crowd where there's chanting and cheering and singing. Get the wave every now and then going. This review should not take very long. If they get a look at that overhead, I think it was pretty clear.
Gives me a chance to make a clarification. I talked about Jimmy Johansson, about the National Team Development Program. This is the goal. That angle looks off. Yeah, it looks in from there on the overhead. And from here, I mean, it's just for me, it's just too difficult to tell if that crosses the line. The puck's bouncing, it's on end. I just can't. I
thought that overhead was pretty decisive.
Yeah, I did too. Let me just finish about, like, I talked about Jimmy Johansson and, you know, the national team, the program. He oversaw the program. Former USA Hockey President Ron DiGregorio, you know, was the one that initiated the idea. Jeff Jackson, head coach at the University of Notre Dame. You know, Bobby Mancini, who's with the USA Development Program in terms of identifying personnel. Are people that were really behind trying to get this through. And obviously Jimmy, with his background playing in the USA program internationally at the Olympics. Scott Monahan, who has been here as the manager of this program since day one. You know, we talk about how they've been able to not only take the seeds of an idea and develop it and oversee it. It's been highly successful. And you know, not only, like I said, not only just in terms of the championships, the gold medals and whatnot, but the pride that the players now take in playing. And it goes past now U17, U18, U20 into the World Championships, and certainly people and players that want to participate in the Olympics. It's just such a terrific program.
We look at the names even recently and the records of an Austin Matthews, of a Phil Kessel that have come up more recently. Patrick Kane. You know, the list goes on of the great young players as we're going to get the call. Yes, sir. So 2 on the board here for Germany.
Nice move there by Luca Hoff. Well, you talked about the players, and I mean, we're talking about Patrick Kane. He's a Hall of Famer. You know, we go through a long list. How about Donnie Granato, who coached here, who's now the head coach of the Buffalo Sabres? John Hines, who's the head coach of the Nashville Predators. You know, you start to think about the development of so many different people that have come through the program, not only on the ice, but behind the bench. The Nightingale family, you know, Adam's brother's director of scouting in Buffalo. His other brother's an assistant coach in Rockford.
So 10-2 USA. Strammel, Lucius. Lucius has got it. Waits in front. Bouncing in the slot and cleared by Germany all the way down the ice to Augustine. And he'll play it over to Chesley. Had a chance to call a summer showcase in Plymouth, and it's just a real cool program, and you see the pride and the trophy cases and what it means to them to be there and to see it firsthand. It's pretty awesome, the pride they have in that program. And talking to the players like a Colin White or a Cole Caulfield, and I chatted, you know, with Cole before coming over here, having a great season with Montreal, rookie season, and it means a lot. It means something, and there's great memories and friendships that are made, you know, that continue when you talk about guys like Jack Hughes, Cole Caulfield, Spencer Knight, the list goes on of the players that have come up and the friendships, and then these guys are all starring in the NHL. And it all starts here, which is such a cool tournament to cover every year. So both teams, I think, ready to put the wraps on this game as Germany gets ready for Sweden. USA getting ready for Latvia in the quarterfinals. Here's a turnover as Trautman will dish it off. Oswald, wrist shot, and glove down by Augustine.
Brady Cleveland, a youngster on this team, getting involved. The big man loses his stick and flying over here, tries to get another stick, steps right up again and says, hey, I can deliver another check. I don't know why he needed a stick to do that, though. He could have just done it without a stick, couldn't he?
Roman Ketchner wins it clean. That drive trickles in the crease, cleaned up nicely in time by Tyler Duke. Another big potty check. That was Trautman playing physical as Cahonen is back. and slings it across the ice. Ketchner. That hit looks in the helmet, but he keeps on trucking. Swings it into the slot. Nobody there. And just held in onside by Cahonen. Tries to jab it into the corner. So a full day off in the tournament tomorrow, Wednesday, and we're back with you for quarterfinal Thursday, where the action really begins. Spicer looking for the hat trick, slings it wide. Cleveland nearly lost it. He was backed up by Duke, helping him out. Geidel fanned on the shot attempt. Spicer took it away, then takes the hit. He'll dump it in. So final minute, Vanatech Arena, icing called with 51.1 seconds remaining.
It's been fun to see the enthusiasm of the fans still here in the building. You know, 76ers fans in Philadelphia left the building with about 6 minutes left of Game 5 after the Raptors went in there and extended it to Game 6. The German fans have stayed in full support of their team. The Philadelphia fans are hard on their teams. They were hard on Santa Claus one time, Brian. Do you know that story?
Well, yeah, our friend Dave Poulin wore the C there proudly, and I've heard a lot of great stories from our buddy Dave, who is also part of our coverage back home with Victor Finley. Dave Poulin will be covering the quarterfinals as well. So excited to have full coverage. You can watch every game on TSN.
They'll have the USA-Latvia game, the quarterfinal on Thursday here from Landshut, and we'll also have the Czechia-Swiss game.
Here's Howard. He'll free it up for Smith. Smith tried to make a move in as he has 2 goals in the contest. Germany has to check up. They would have been offside, and they do, with 25 seconds remaining in the contest. Look at the speed here from Isaac Howard, blistering in. Popped into the slot.
These aren't easy games for the players to play, too, when it gets, like, to this point, because it's like they want it to be over as well.
And they're about to get their wish as preliminary play officially over, and the real deal begins on Thursday with the quarterfinals. But what a nice finish for the USA, a 10-2 victory.
Yes, it was. So now the trick for me now, Brian, is trying to pick the 2 players of the game. I'm going to go with Cole Spicer for USA, and I'm going to go with Simon Wolf for the Germans. That's just I gotta take a position.
You know, I said Veit Oswald's name a lot in the game. He was pretty active.
And both goaltenders got a taste of competition against a real top-end USA team.
Yeah, Wolf's a good choice. I think you're right. You haven't missed all tournament, and you've got every single one correct, Craig.
I didn't get it right today with the Czechia game. They gave it to Thomas Amara, who had a real good game, but I just think about Yuri Kulich.
So player of the game and then the anthem for the United States. You know, really quickly though, Craig, you talk about the crowd. One of the coolest stories for me so far, these young German fans come up, barely speak English, say hi to us, and we say, hey, Canada, USA, who you got? And then one youngster, Yannick, says, oh, Canada. He says, Carter Bedard hat trick, no problem. Like, the German young fans, they know the stars here, which is really cool. They know what's up. It's awesome.
Tom Kunak won a Stanley Cup in 16 and 17 with the Pittsburgh Penguins. They had this. He's from Landshut. Who had a really good game, a young player. He's a 2005 born. He's not eligible to the 2024 draft based on his birthday being after September 15th. But the Kunackle family here from and Tom won 2 Stanley Cups. They had the Stanley Cup here. They said it was an unbelievable spectacle to have the cup here and kids coming in to see it.
Nailed it. Yeah, you nailed it. And your point on Kunackle, his banner's up in the building.
That's his father.
Well, that's his dad.
That's his father, a great German player. Tom Kunackle's father is the one whose number's up here.
Tom, though, himself is in the media area with a photo with his Stanley Cup,
Yeah.
which is cool. He's in the media area, which is awesome. All right, so your players of the game. It'll be USA, Latvia in the quarters, and Canada, Finland as well on Thursday. Now, USA National Anthem.